Hi, my name is Kieran. I'm a registered dietitian and co founder of Food Venture Program. I am talking to you today about how to pitch your product or your business depending on the type of pitch that you're doing. So, I'm going to cover the different types of pitches, the key elements of every single pitch, and at the end, I'll share a bit about I'll share my contact information so that you can email me if you wanted to share your pitch with me. I'm always happy to give you feedback. So, please do feel free to reach out at the end of this. So, I'll jump right into this. There are many different types of pitches, but I'm really just going to focus really on the key elements. And these key elements are in every single pitch. You can delete and add some other elements in it as well, but at least for a business pitch, an elevator, an idea pitch, the things that I have listed here are all of the things that you would want to include in one of those. Now, I do want to just mention that an elevator pitch is a really important thing to have, even if you don't plan on entering a pitch competition for your business at any time. The reason is because we are, as business owners, technically, we are the business. And it's just like being able to explain who you are and what you do to someone new that you meet at a networking event or at a new job, for example, or even just when you're, I don't know, going to church for the first time or wherever you go. Everyone has a pitch of their own that they use to explain who they are and what they do. And so we should all have one of these if we're business owners as well. And so your elevator pitch is typically about 30 seconds. It could even just be one or two sentences. What it is that you sell, who you sell to, and why you do it. And it could even just be shorter than that. It could just be what it is that you sell. So, for the sake of our programs at Food Venture Program, most of our programs have a pitch competition at the end. The pitch competition might be a video submission or it might be a live Zoom pitch where you're just presenting slides, or maybe you're just presenting live like I am right now. And so at the end of your program, you may be having to participate in a pitch competition. And I do hope that these slides will help with that. And what we are looking for, and really in any pitch competition, even outside of Food Venture Program, what they want to know are these key elements, mainly being the problem that you're solving, the solution that you're providing, which goes hand in hand with the value that you provide. Who it is that you're targeting. So, who's feeling the pain or the problem? Who are your competitors? What is your growth plan, or how has your growth been if you've already been operating? And who's on your team? What experts do you have on your team? And then, of course, the ask. And these don't all have to go in this order. It could be the ask could go first and you don't always need a hook, but sometimes the ask can act as your hook. But these are, again, just the key elements and you can put them in whatever order, but I personally believe that it flows really nicely like this. So to start off with, the hook is really just a way to grab the attention of the people that you're speaking to. And I really like to use staggering statistics for something like this. And, it depends on what product it is that you have, but some statistics can be very staggering. Like if, for example, if you're working on a product that is a product that is made from sustainable ingredients or, upcycled produce, for example, you could talk in there about your hook could be something along the lines of how much produce is wasted every single year. Another hook that you could use is maybe just introducing the problem right off the bat. Or I've seen this one a lot, but asking your audience a question and making them think to grab their attention. So it could be something like, have you ever walked up the stairs and tripped on a stair and, I don't know, looked around to see if anyone was looking? Something that everyone can relate to. That's kind of a fun way to start a pitch and grab the attention of people. And again, it really depends on how much time you have as well. Some of these things you can delete, like the hook. You can jump right into the ask and then defining the problem. So the second thing that I have is defining the problem. So what problem are you solving? And this is, I think, one of the biggest things that we see as a stumbling block for a lot of new business owners is that they're not always sure what problem they're solving with their product because they launched a product mostly because their family or a friend or someone that they care about told them that their product was a great product and they should get it out there. And that's great. But at that point, you need to think about, is my product solving a problem? And if it's not, you might need to pivot. You might want to pivot. Because products that don't solve problems don't always do very well. And so this is really important because those that are listening to your pitch or maybe considering investing in your business or considering putting your product on their store shelves, they want to know what problem are you solving with your product? Are you filling a gap in the market? And then another thing that is very important here is talking about how big the problem is. And this really brings you to the point of who it is that's experiencing the problem or who's feeling the pain. We call them pain points as well. But explaining how big the problem is will almost always lead you to talking about who it is that your product is solving a problem for. So the problem that you're solving could be big because, say, for example, 50 million people across the globe have gluten intolerance, and I am selling a gluten-free cookie. And so that means my market is 50 million people and people that choose to eat gluten-free too, just for the fun of it. So explaining how big the problem is will almost naturally lead you into explaining who your target market is, because usually you should have some statistics for how big your target market is. So going back there, how big your problem is basically how big your target market is. The solution. So your solution is your product, and your product is providing value. And so you may have heard the term value proposition. This little circular diagram here is essentially your value proposition. You explain the problem, you introduce your solution, which is your product, and by doing that, you are naturally explaining the value that your product brings, which is the benefit that you are delivering. And essentially, if you were just to do an elevator pitch, this here would be your elevator pitch. Hi, my name is XYZ. I have a gluten-free cookie that solves the problem of Sandy gluten-free cookies. I kind of kiboshed that, but you start off with the problem. So there are thousands of Sandy gluten-free cookies in the world. My gluten-free cookie provides people the experience of a cookie that tastes like a wheat-based cookie. There you go. That's it. That's your value proposition. And that is something that you can cut and paste and include in your pitch depending on how long or how short you want your pitch to be. So I kind of filled in the blanks here in terms of a gluten-free cookie example. So you can screenshot that if you want an example, or you can just go back to this presentation. Another piece that's really important to include is who your competitors are. So if you don't include this because of time's sake, you will probably get asked who your competitors are by anyone in your audience. And it's very important to check out and taste all of your competitors' products. This will really help you. This is part of your market research anyways, but it helps you understand the the one up that your product has on the other products out there. And it also helps you realize, oh shoot, there's actually someone doing the same thing as me, so I need to pivot. But this is part of your market research, and doing your market research is what investors want to see, and even grocery store owners. They want to see that you've done your research before you try and get your product into their stores. The other thing is, investors, if it's for an investment pitch that you're doing, they want to know how your growth looks so far. And if you haven't sold anything yet, that's okay too. Talk about your growth strategy. How do you plan on selling and marketing your product, and why? Your growth so far could just be mapped out on a graph, something like this. And a visual like that helps you show your audience very quickly how fast you're growing, or just the fact that you're growing. Maybe you're not growing fast, and that's okay right now. But if you do have growth, show it off. One of the last things here is explaining who your team members are. This can really help establish credibility and professionalism for your business. If you have a team that is made up of specific people that have specific backgrounds in different industries, or specifically in the food industry, that really shows credibility for your business. I have just kind of made up some names here, and I've put some made up job positions as well. And really just to give you an idea on, really, it is important to have a robust team. Even if, and I have seen this in the past as well, student entrepreneurs at universities, they will put together a board of directors where it's really just their professors that act as mentors for them. But their professors have agreed to be part of their team because they can show that they have mentorship, and they have someone that they're going to ask questions about a certain area in the food industry, for example. But get creative with this. If it is just you and yourself that's working on your business, I highly recommend reaching out to people that could add even more credibility to your team. If you are pitching for investment, for example, or you're pitching to a large grocery chain, and they want to they want to know that you're going to follow through. They want to know that you're credible and professional. Having a larger team with specific expertise can really help. And then lastly, it's the ask. So the ask could go at the very beginning of your pitch as well, but just for flow's sake, I personally like it either at the beginning or the end. Of course, in the middle, it doesn't really make sense. But this is technically, what do you want? What do you want from this pitch? And again, it goes back to what you're pitching for, who you're pitching to. So specifically for Food Venture Programs pitch competition, you're typically going to be pitching for a prize that is maybe money, or a money that, service, a service that could be like marketing or food photography. It could be your branding, for example. So we would love to know what specific prize you are hoping to get and what you're going to do with that money. And so really that's for Food Venture Program specific pitch competition. But the ask that you could be asking for, if you go to grocery stores, it could be, hey, we're looking to get onto your store shelves, specifically in the organic aisle. That's where we think we would do best. That could be your ask right there. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. But at the end of the day, in the business world, I have to say, most business people don't like the fluffy stuff. They just want to get right to the point. And it's okay to directly just ask them for what it is that you want. I I know a lot of people that are new to launching or starting their own business have a hard time asking for something that they want because they feel that it's rude. And um, a lot of the times business owners just want to know, why are you talking to me? What is it that you want? So that's really what you'll end with, is the ask. Or you could be thanking them, of course, and leaving a slide up. If you are using slides, leaving a slide up with your contact information, just like I have done here, and thanking people for their time. So I'm leaving my contact information up here in case you wanted to ask me any questions about your pitch. If you wanted to show your pitch to me or present it to me for feedback, I'm very happy to do that. And I love meeting our alumni from Food Venture programs, various cohorts all over North America. So please do get in touch. Don't be shy, and I'm here to help at any time. So also feel free to screenshot some of these slides and refer to them as you need. Good luck.